Hello everybody! In this little video I try to explain you in English how to use our online entry system. Very important, before you start entering for a horse show, have a copy of all needed memberships, exhibitor and sometimes also owner of the horse, and a copy of the certificate of registration available on your computer. The files work as PDF or photos, but each file is maximum 4 MB for upload. And please, valid information, nothing that is 5 years old. In case you need a new membership, I will show you how to handle this later. After that preparation, you are ready to enter, and we start by a click to the entry form. Now you can see the information of the show. All those fields with a red mark are mandatory. So of course the name of the horse is mandatory. I now use the name My American Quarter Horse. We need the registration number of the horse, and we added a little photo where you can see where you can find all the information on your certificate. So those 7 digits are the registration number. Then for a futurity horse, it's important to have the sire and dam, the breeder of the horse, and the country where the horse is foaled. And of course, the current owner. With the gelding, it's also important that the gelding has already the gelding stamp on his certificate, and that AQHA knows that the horse is gelded, so that they have the gelding in their system instead of a stallion. So for that example, we choose the gelding. So here you can just choose between stallion, mare and gelding. The birth date of the horse, the 1st of April 2012. So the sire, just call him Papa, and the dam is Mama. Of course you need the exact information from your paper. I'm the breeder of the horse, and the country foaled is Germany. The exhibitor, of course, is mandatory as well. And the address. The exhibitor is living in Germany and he is German, but you can choose all nations here while clicking through the list, or just start typing in the name of the country. The birth date, he is born 1st of January 1990. Email address is important for the automatic answer, so I use my real email address. And of course a telephone number is important on the showground in case we need to call you. And if you want, you can add a fax number, but I guess most of us don't have any fax machine anymore. And then we go to the memberships. Of course, we need exactly information that is on your membership card. So for example, your AQHA number. In case you're open exhibitor, you leave it that way. Otherwise you choose amateur, youth, or if you don't have a membership yet, or if you want to add the amateur status to your open membership, please choose new. Then you don't need a date in here because the system knows that you don't have a card yet, and it doesn't ask for the date. So we take the open membership right now. So please use the date that is on your membership card. In case you have a live membership, just use a date in the future. AQHA normally uses end of December 2030. For the Futurity classes, of course, I need the DQHA membership. For DQHA, you only can choose between member and non-member. If the exhibitor or owner is not a member, they have to be a member latest at the showground. For the German memberships, it's always end of the year as expiration date. If you want to show DQHA Futurity or Maturity classes, it really is necessary to have all that information about your horse on the form. Otherwise, you will receive an error that something is missing. In case you have a double registered horse, so that you can show AQHA, DQHA, Futurity, and maybe APHA, like offered on that show, you can choose here, let's say, the AQHA registration number, but later, please, for the upload, send both certificates of registration so that the show office can find all the information for both associations. And for the exhibitor, of course, you could add here your APHA membership also. The next one is that for youth and amateur, after the rule, you have to be related to the owner of the horse. As an open exhibitor, I don't need to have a relationship to the owner of the horse, but in case I show my own horse, I can save a lot of typing by selecting self, because then the system is asking if I want to copy all the information. I say OK. And now I have the whole name and address and email and all that stuff filled out already. Okay, here we have all the classes offered at the show. For the West Futurity, it's a special situation that at the moment we don't have an AQHA approval, but we use the same codes and names for the classes in case we can add an AQHA approval just in front of the show. Otherwise, we go with that numbers even if it's only DQHA approved show. Okay, you can search for a class, for example. So if you only want to show reining, you search for reining, and then the system shows you all reining classes which are offered at that show. You can also search for association, and if we search for DQHA, we have all the Futurity and Maturity classes. Okay, let's say we want to show the reining maturity, the Western riding maturity, and the ranch riding maturity. If I don't search for a special association or something like that, I have the whole list of classes from that special show. So I want to show the halter as well. And now I add a little mistake because we have a gelding and accidentally I enter the open age mares just to show you what will happen in the system later with that one. And then I want to show the open trail and both ranch ridings. Yeah, that's it. We already have done the maturity classes. Then the rest is APHA, open breed. Let's take a paid warm-up trail as well. Okay. And then if you enter and if you are an AQHA or DQHA professional horseman, please check that box because the show office wants to know which professional horsemen are on the ground. For the stall, you can choose all the types of stalls which are offered at this show. I want to have a stall in the tent. And during Corona times, we have to have the information of your companion. So please add the name, and address in that field. If you really have a comment about your stall, you can just add it as well. The next field is the box group. That means if you travel together with some friends and maybe your trainer and you all want to be together in one group, in one stall, that is an easy way to let the show office know that you want to be together. Before you enter, please talk to each other and find the name that everybody is using in the entry form. For example, if you want to be the group Maya because your trainer is called Maya, everybody can put in that name in that field. You don't have to write a whole story, just a name that is enough. Here you can choose your tech room. I just order one in the tent as well. If you travel in a group, please talk in advance who is ordering the tech stores. And now I've got a horse that is not quite happy with straw, so I want to have some extra shavings in my store and order 2 balls of shaving. It could be that you have here that there is another field with camping or paddock or stuff like that, but on the West Futurity we don't have any paddocks or campers to pay for, so we just ask for the arrival and departure date. During Corona times, that is quite helpful to have an idea how many people will be on the ground each day. Like always in the calendar, you can just type in the date or you can choose the date by using the calendar. Okay, that is the first page. So, and then it can happen that an error shows up because we have all the rules about the different associations in the system. And for example, I can't show a gelding in the open age mares. So if you get an error like this, it could be about missing membership, wrong age of the horse, wrong age of the exhibitor or something like that, then just read it and correct your entry form. In that case, I click here on Open Aged Mares, so that is blank again, and go to the Open Aged Gehrlings. And next step again. So now everything is fine, and we need the files I just was talking about in the introduction. If I choose Browse, the Explorer will open and I can look for the file I need. In that case, that is the certificate of registration. And then I need my APHA membership card. And of course, I entered some DQHA maturity classes. I also need the DQHA membership card. Okay, and then I have a short overview about the classes I entered, how many maturity classes, the price. With 5 classes per division, I end up in the flat rate, so it's 160. 3 maturity classes, 1 paid form up, the stall, the tech stall, and 2 bales of shaving, and the office charge. Then I have to take care about the information here on the bottom. First of all, it is a reminder that horses that are not coming from Germany have to apply for a health certificate to be allowed to transport from one country to the other. And the horse has to be free of infectious diseases, and it has to have an insurance, and you also have to declare that you accept all rules and regulations as they appear in the show announcement, which includes all regulations during Corona pandemic. And that, of course, you are responsible to pay for everything you ordered. So you have to agree here. You can read the privacy policy over here. Have to click it. If you see, oh, I only entered 5 classes, but I meant to show in 6 classes, you can use the back button and then you will go back to the other page and you can add another class. But we are fine with that, so we go on next step. Okay, so you have a short overview here and the possibility to add another exhibitor for that horse. Otherwise, you just go to continue and send that first entry form. And if you have to enter another horse, then you use the second entry form. Then here's a short overview about your financials. And during Corona times, it's only possible to pay via bank transfer in advance. Otherwise, we would offer here different ways of payment, like cash payment or whatever. And that is a button where you finally send the form. And then you receive a thank you for your show entry. And you will also receive an email to the account you gave the email address in the entry form. Okay, and with back to the show overview, you can start again for the next horse. If you open your email account, you will see an email with the title entry for DQHA Region Futurity West. And that shows you an overview for your entries. So Max Mustermann will show that horse in those classes. And these are all the fees. If you added a second exhibitor, then the whole list will show up again with the number 2 and the new name of the second exhibitor and all the classes that person ordered. And then here you can see the bank information and the whole amount. And so if you're an open rider or a trainer, you can send that email to your clients to get all the payment done. And if you use in the transfer subject West Futurity and the name of the horse, it's quite easy for the show office to find your payment later. That's it. Good luck with your entry.